Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith of the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and we've got a few things going on. So let's take a look what's going on. So we know it's the first week of the month, and so trying to figure out which way we're going to go here on the SPY, right? So we open on the highs on Tuesday, and we haven't taken that out, right? So yesterday we went inside day, but then we gapped down. So you're going to see something like this here on the upper left. You see that higher high and the lower low off of that. Here's our new broadening formation to start the month. So we start to rally back, which is conflict, because we still are red on the week and the month so far, right? Not the end of the world, because they start to come back, and so what we're going to see is a bit of a mixed bag. So if you go to the 60, right now we got a do-over. We got an inside bar on the 60, right? Which way do we go? That's an equilibrium. Couldn't take out the highs or the lows. So for the next hour, I want to know which side of this thing we take out, right? So you can see we open lower, and then this is a 2 down, and this is a 2-2 reversal back up. So this is a nice little move if you grab that, right? So right now, inside 60, if we go to QQQ, Q's a little worse. Now, still just a doji here, but once again, that outside bar, daily, inside day, and down, right? So we're losing some more Q's. Q's, you can see a little bit redder on the week here, having some problems. Still handily an inside month, but we're just starting the month. And right now, we're going to watch this inside 60. Which side of this thing do we break, right? Because we are seeing some tech weakness. I'll get to that in a second. If we go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, let's see, Diamonds rallied all the way back up into here, and those once again on the 60. That's all you got to do. So everybody likes to lose money on the opening. I'm like, just wait, 2 down, boom, right back up, and now inside on the 60 here as well. So we'll see what comes of that. If we go to small cappers, here, and small cappers just taking that yesterday's lows out, so not the end of the world. You can see this doji still doing a whole bunch of nothing so far as the small cappers. We do have some tech weakness, but not Nvidia. Nvidia's still leading the charge here. And Nvidia's still going. And remember yesterday's Momo hammer, right? Stop them, get them shorty guys in here, and then boom, still working. All right, so Nvidia's still coming up here. We'll see if there's any way to get in on a 30 or something. So here, this takes out the previous high. This takes out the previous low. Right here, you can get it right above that. Now, the magnitude was only to take this out, stop these guys out. But when you trade with everything green, good things tend to happen. So another thing that we watch is what kind of themes do we got going on in here, right, to start off the month. And we've known this one, XLE. So XLE, inside week to the upside, that breaks that equilibrium, right? And 3 days in a row, going making higher highs, right? That's good, and taking out last month's highs. Now just kind of stalling out here as the market goes inside on the 60. We'll see if that happens again. Also go to OIH. And OIH, there's that week to the upside, right? Still working. We know to go through there, you're going to see slob. Now just stalling out a bit, but slob here, once again, 2 up by taking out previous high, taking out previous low, and then boom, these two become an outside week of all that, still climbing up. And the good thing about the energies is we know they've all been a lot higher in the past, right? And you've got crude hanging tough. So if we go here, Halliburton with your slob, those two, the big boys there, and in OIH, so you can see this on the 60. Takes out the high, takes out the low. Now in the next hour, I want to see if we can take this out, 24.96, or it goes inside and then taking out the highs of whatever this is, right? You're going to see stuff like PXD. PXD here last week, and then boom, right up. 3 days still going, and that's why you want to try and pick up on these themes. And if they keep working, they keep working. How's EOG? EOG as well. Here, the 2 down, right? This was an inside week, pokes down. This is a rev strat. These two are going to become an outside bar of all that, which it does. Once again, you're going to see all these things looking somewhat similar here when you get the higher high, lower low. Now, if you can take this out, 87.15 gets my attention. If we go to some financials, FAS outside day to the upside. Right, so that's acting a little bit better than a lot of these other things that we're looking at. So you always want to go through the sectors and see if there's any themes for the day. And you get Goldman Sachs trying to take this out, Momo Hammer style, right? Off the week, still good. After last month's inside month to the upside, that tells me to look at Morgan Stanley. here, and Morgan Stanley's still good and going. There's your two up, your two down, and boom, these two become an outside bar of all that. Still working as right now. Still waiting to see what these inside 60s look like when they break, because something should change when that happens. Vert2 Financial. And this was in the weekend vid coming into the new month, because you hear, once again, that same pattern. Two up, two down, boom. Looking for these two to become an outside bar of that for the rest of the month over 30.47. If you go to General Motors, General Motors having a nice little day, some exhaustion risk, but once again, knowing what to look for. First of all, you got an inside 60 here in the lower left, so above this, 63.35, because we're looking here, once again, that same pattern is what we look for. The higher high, the lower low, boom. These two to become an outside bar of that on the monthly. Ford Motor Company, still good and trying to go after an inside 60 directional right now, above 1593, and we've known about this one all year because this is a hammer year up on the yearly charts, right? So that's comes in with our macro. If we go to Tenneco, and we've known about this for a while, since that inside month to the upside here over 11.14. Not bad, trading 20.92, right? And here you got that outside day. And so as soon as this went green here, you can look for this to become an outside bar, you see? Boom, right? Here it was right on the opening, and off she goes. Now, see if we get that inside 60. If we go to CONN, and CONN, just nice gap and go. We'll see if that sets up and gives us a nice little 60 here. All right, broader average is drying up a little bit because you got some going up and some going down. NTAP. NTAP also nice, slightly lower low, and then boom, it's trying to come through all this stuff. Now in the hourly, you can see this takes a higher high, the lower low. Now if we can get either inside 60 or above this, that's 79.48, gets my attention. EQIX, and this is one we've been talking about for a long time now, for months. Here, the outside month. Then you poke down 2, 3, 2, back into it, and if you don't have a reversal against you, we're going to go take this out, and these become an outside bar of that. What was this? That happened above 688.45, and where were we going? 767.26. Did we do that? We did. If we go to LEDS, just a little one bar rev strat, inside day, pokes down, then boom, takes off. Now you got some room on that on the 60, we'll see. Retail, Land's End. And Land's End here, look at this monthly. Here's your outside month. You're two down. You're two down. Boom. Now you're coming back through the old 3 looking to take this out. 39.79. Nice little move you got there, Land's End. Now for the depressing part. the memes coming back down to earth. And here's your BB, but the good thing is they're volatile enough that even though it's red on the day, if this takes this out on the 60, that's going to get my attention. Above 15.53 here in the next hour. If you go to AMC, and AMC now inside on the 60, and you can see that's still an inside day because of yesterday's monstrous range, right? So there's good ways to play this either way, back and forth and back and forth. And if you go back to BB for a second, if you go down to the 30, you're going to see this is real nice here. The inside 30, and then boom. And now, if you wanted to reverse, you take that 30 here, 2 down, 2 back up, and make money on both sides. We call that country and western. If we go to GameStocks, GameStop pokes down a little bit, but then starts to come back as well. And we'll see how that handles this inside 60 here, if they can come back up on over 256. KOSS, also still inside day, and now inside 60 like a lot of things with Bloodbath. Still coming back in, big inside day after yesterday's big ripper. PETS, and PETS also dumping with all these guys hard, and we'll see. Like I said, some of those things are firming up. We'll see if anything comes of it. If we go to Microsoft, Microsoft now back to a doji on the day, but here on the weekly you can see that inside bar pokes up and boom. So for the rest of the week, I want to know about this below 247.51, and we're going to watch that with Apple. So Apple, RevStrat, inside, pokes up, now below it, below 124.55, right? We'll see if that gets any worse, because these are the two most heavily weighted in XLK, which is the similar here. The inside pokes up and now gets back up into there. So we want to see if they really come down through here, or is this going to be a little bit more range expansion and back and forth right now. Inside 60 for that for right now, like a lot of things. If we go to the Fangers, Facebook not falling apart, still inside week, and a lot of these things just coming back to a doji. So it's going to be coming down to a Friday and which way these things want to go. Right now, Facebook trying to take this 60 up, 3 hours in the opening range. That's no good. But if you go to Amazon inside on the 60, right? See, a lot of these things just gapping and sitting. So we want to see if we get follow through, because here is an inside week to the downside in the upper middle, below 32.10.49, right? If we go to Netflix, coming down. And so Netflix on the week, here it is. The 2 up and the 2 down reversal, right? 2 up and down below 498.54, and so that's still good. We'll see still an inside month, starting to firm up with a few other things here. NVIDIA goes to the highs as I speak, and 15er. So here's another thing you can look for if you're watching a 15-minute. The lower low, and then boom, right here. These guys are going to be coming outside bar of this. 2 down, 2 up, and you're in. NVIDIA. If we go to Wynn Resorts, and Wynn Resorts, you can see this bleeding out here, and takes the inside 60 to the downside. Potentially what that means here on the weekly, you can be an outside week, right? Because you failed to hold the highs and come back through. Coming back through a previous range. So we know we can stop a bunch of guys out because they're going to be stopped against here, all that kind of stuff. Tells us to look at LVS. How you doing, buddy? 2 up, 2 down reversal. And this is here, once again, the inside week. Pokes up and boom, RevStrat week to the downside here. 1, 2, 2 below 57.13. You are there. We can look for more setups on that. If you go to DHR, and DHR, okay, market's starting to come up a little bit. It's come up to the 60s. DHR on the month, slight higher high, and then boom, that's a reversal on the monthly. So here's what we look for on the weekly. 2 down, up, boom. These two become an outside bar of that. You see Danaher having some issues here. If we go to Baidu, and Baidu, potential outside week here after an inside week. That we call that a 1-bar RevStrat, and down she comes back through previous range. We'll see if that keeps it coming. So right now we're watching to see if these 60s get taken out, because they're getting closer here to the upside. Here, and let's see, we got Cisco. What are you doing here, buddy? Cisco says let's go the other way, and you can see this once again. Outside day, slight lower low, that's a 3-2-2, and boom, these two become an outside bar or that outside bar, and potential an outside week. Cisco going with the highs right now. If we go to Splunk, Splunk's starting to come back off the lows, but still outside weaker, and this thing's still got some room to go take out all these things. And it's one of the few stocks out there that's taking out last year's lows, right? So that still has had our attention because of that. If we go to Okta, still bleeding out, and this is an outside week to the downside, 3-2, and what that means is this buying up here was rejected, and when you get the new week and takes that out, that rejection is still happening, right? And now you're taking out last month's lows. So Okta having some issues there. So right now, watching these 60s to see which side they break. Right now, they're getting closer to taking out the highs. Looks like Palo Alto still in trouble here. And back into the gap she goes. But we'll see. Once again, there's that week 2 up, 2 down, reversal weak. So sticking with the themes, right now FAS is going to the highs. We'll see if the energy follows as well, because we know where the strength and we know where the weakness is. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith Black Channel here at Ticker Talker with Strat Time Report.